What if I told you that 2025 quietly became one of the worst years in recent memory to buy a brand new SUV? Now, it wasn't because buyers lost interest, it was because several highly anticipated models collapsed under the weight of real world ownership. Now, these weren't obscure brands or bargain bin vehicles. Some were flagship electric SUVs. Others, well, they were family haulers with strong reputations. And once owners drove them off the lot, well, the complaints started piling up really fast. Things like battery failures, software meltdowns, and vehicles sitting in service bays for weeks. In one case, a brand new SUV needed a full engine replacement before the first oil change occurred. So today, we're counting down 7 2025 model year SUVs that generated the highest volume of customer complaints. And it's based on consumer reports data, federal filings, and owner feedback. And by the way, if you think early software bugs are bad, well, wait until you hear what happened with the number one SUV on this list. So join me today as I list the 7 worst offenders on the list, starting at number 7 with the Honda Prologue. Now, the Prologue was supposed to mark a clean, confident entry into the electric SUV space, but instead, while earlier owners discovered the first generation problems, followed it home almost immediately. One of the most common complaints centers on the high voltage battery system. Some owners reported battery pack failures that required extensive diagnostics and, in certain cases, full replacement. Charging reliability has also been a major pain point, with owners describing inconsistent charging behaviors, failed fast charge sessions, and warning messages that appeared without any explanation whatsoever. Now, beyond the battery, drivers reported problems with the climate control system, the electronic accessories, and the main infotainment display freezing or rebooting mid-drive. Several owners noted that these issues often occurred simultaneously, compounding frustration. So, for an SUV that's built around advanced technology, well, these problems quickly undermined confidence. Honda's reputation for reliability set expectations extremely high. And when those expectations weren't met, well, disappointment set in fast. Many buyers expected refinement, not repeated dealer visits. Down to number 6. And at number 6, we're talking about the Kia EV6. Now, the EV6 entered the market with praise for performance, design, and sharp driving dynamics. But once daily ownership replaced honeymoon impressions, well, reliability concerns started to surface real quickly. Owners reported reoccurring issues with the EV charging system and electric motor behavior, including inconsistent power delivery, delayed throttle response, and charging interruptions that required system resets. Brake complaints also appeared, particularly related to feel and premature wear. Now, build quality concerns extended to body hardware, including trim components that loosened over time and mechanical parts that failed a lot earlier than anyone expected. Several owners also described warning lights that appeared without any clear explanations. Now, while the EV6 remains enjoyable when it works properly, many owners found themselves juggling updates, recalls, and service appointments instead of just enjoying a seamless EV experience. Down to number 5. And at number 5, we have another Kia, and this time it's the EV9. Now, as Kia's flagship 3-row electric SUV, expectations for the EV9 were absolutely enormous. But unfortunately, early ownership revealed how difficult it is to execute a large, complex EV without a single setback. Battery defects emerged early, with some vehicles requiring replacement of individual battery modules. Charging issues were also widely reported, particularly during fast charging sessions where charging speeds dropped unexpectedly. Owners experienced problems with power-operated body hardware, including seats and doors, along with persistent electrical and infotainment glitches. Software updates often address one issue while introducing yet another. So for families relying on the EV9 as a primary vehicle, well, these repeated disruptions turned excitement into stress far sooner than anyone actually anticipated. Down to number 4. At number 4, we have the Genesis GV60. Now, the GV60 aimed to combine luxury refinement with electric performance, but many owners encountered issues that felt deeply out of place in a premium SUV. Battery system failures ranked among the most serious complaints, including cases where full drive battery replacement was required after warning lights appeared. Repairs often involve long wait times due to limited parts availability. Now, quality concerns extended beyond the drivetrain. Some owners reported exterior trim separating from the body, while others cited inconsistent panel fit and finish. Electrical malfunctions and software instability added to the sense of unfinished execution. So for buyers paying luxury level prices, well, these problems undermine confidence in both the vehicle and the brand's quality control. Now, here's a quick question. If you had no choice and you had to own one of the SUVs we've covered so far, which one would you pick and why? Drop your answers in the comments below, because the top 3 move beyond inconvenience and into genuinely concerning territory. So let's get to it. And at number 3, we have the Mazda CX-90 and the CX-90 plug-in hybrid. Now, Mazda CX-90 was a bold move. It introduced a new platform, new engines, and electrification all at the same time. But unfortunately, that ambition translated into widespread reliability problems. The gasoline version suffered from engine and transmission complaints, including leaks, rough shifting, hesitation under acceleration, and drivability issues that appeared early in ownership. Steering and brake problems further eroded that trust. Now, the plug-in hybrid version layered additional complexity on top. Owners reported battery failures, electric motor faults, suspension issues, and repeated software errors that disabled drive modes. In one extreme case, a vehicle stalled days after delivery and remained in the shop for well over a month. Both versions, ranking amongst the worst for reliability, pointed to deeper engineering and rollout problems. Down to the top 2, and at number 2, we have the Chevrolet Blazer EV. Now, the Blazer EV was positioned as a bold, mainstream electric SUV, but owner feedback painted a much harsher reality. Battery system complaints dominated reports, especially issues tied to cooling performance and sudden loss of range. Even more frustrating was the repeated failure of the 12-volt system, which renders vehicles completely inoperable despite a fully charged main battery. Now, owners also dealt with climate control malfunctions, frozen displays, and reoccurring electronic faults that required frequent resets. Many described the ownership experience as totally unpredictable. Now, while updates improved some functions, the damage to trust was already done for many of the early buyers. So now we're finally down to number 1. And at number 1, excuse me, we have the GMC Acadia. Now, this is the most complained about SUV of 25, and it was not electric or experimental. It was a GMC Acadia. Owners reported widespread transmission issues, including harsh shifting, hesitation, and fluid leaks that appeared well before normal service intervals. Brake and suspension complaints followed, raising serious concerns about long-term durability. Electrical problems were rampant, ranging from failed power accessories to infotainment crashes. But the most alarming report involved catastrophic engine failure at just a few thousand miles, requiring a full replacement. Now, when nearly every major system generates complaints, well, it signals fundamental quality control breakdowns. The Acadia earned its position at the top of this list decisively. So, if you value honest, data-driven breakdowns instead of marketing hype, make sure you're subscribed and like this video if it helped you avoid a costly mistake, and leave a comment if you've experienced issues with any of these SUVs I've mentioned. Once again, thank you for watching and supporting this channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a great day.